Oh yeah. Oh Pika. We here for some more Pika Views news. Oh my goodness. We newsing it up. We getting educational with it. We learning about health. What's the health news looking like? We seen the drama news. We seen the world attack us with the news. What the hell is going on with our health? Oh my goodness. Pika, let's get to it, y'all. Pika View. Like, share, subscribe before it start. Look, I'm pointing at it. Damn it.
More than 14 million children received no vaccinations last year. That's according to the United Nations. About 9 countries accounted for more than half of the unprotected children, like Nigeria, India, and Afghanistan. The World Health Organization and UNICEF released that report. It found about 89% of kids younger than 1 year old got a first dose of the diphtheria, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccine last year, and that's about the same as in 2023. The report warns vaccine coverage might begin dwindling, not just because of wars and economic problems, but because of the collapse of international support. In January, President Trump withdrew the U.S. from the World Health Organization and froze nearly all humanitarian aid.
Hell yeah, that's a good move.
Last month, Health Secretary
Because
Robert
he ain't
F.
that
Kennedy
bad.
Jr. pulled billions of dollars the U.S. had previously pledged to the vaccine alliance called Gavi, saying the group had, quote, ignored science. Kennedy
I don't fuck with enough science. I don't like shots.
Has previously raised questions about the diphtheria, tetanus, and whooping cough vaccine, which has been proven to be safe and effective.
Whoop him cough, boy. Slap him on his booty, then tell him to cough.
Real-world use. The director of the WHO released a statement warning drastic cuts in aid, coupled with misinformation about the safety of vaccines, threaten to unwind decades of progress. Pediatricians have also raised concerns about access to vaccines here in the U.S. Kennedy has tasked his panel of vaccine advisors with
good job, kids. Stay away from drugs.
To reconsider
all
how
drugs
shots are administered, along with the effectiveness of vaccines.
Pika don't discriminate.
Any changes
all drugs
made might impact which doses are covered by insurance providers and could place financial burdens on families.
Yeah.
This made international headlines.
Wait, what's happening now?
Died in Flagstaff of
what?
The plague.
Yeah, days after we broke that story, there's still a lot of unknown questions about how this happened. Steve Nielsen has some new information now.
Talking biblical?
About the steps the county has taken to prevent it from spreading. Steve?
Yeah, in just the last hour, the county's released new information to Fox 10. They have confirmed that a lot of the people that were around the patient who died from the plague have received antibiotics for the plague.
No.
One person who was in close contact has reported having a fever and shortness of breath.
Are we talking end times, y'all?
Received some of these antibiotics, but again, the county stresses here that the risk
still 105 degrees over there.
Low.
It's forever
Friday,
hot.
July 11th was when Coconino County health officials confirmed a patient died of the plague.
He died of 105 degrees.
The patient actually died more than a week prior on July 1st.
Died 2 times.
It took that long to confirm the cause of death.
Does it take a long time to confirm a case of plague?
Yes, because they need to send it.
He's a little gamer nerd.
Lab. Not all hospitals,
but also looks up the plague.
Can do the test.
Dr. Sammy Hoshi is an infectious disease expert at Abrazo Health in the Valley. He says time is crucial when treating someone with pneumonic plague.
With the bubonic plague.
So you need to react.
God damn.
What we do know, prairie dogs are not the culprit. A recent die-off of prairie dogs in the northeast Flagstaff area was unrelated, according to the Coconino County Health and Human Services. They're still investigating how it's spread.
Prairie dogs got the plague.
They won't confirm the identity of the
hell
victim,
was in them
but
shits in
now
my
say
backyard.
while
I'm
they
finna
waited for
pull
the
out the. I'm
confirmation
pulling
of
out the
cause of
traps.
death,
I'm
they
buying
took
traps.
steps to
They gotta
control
die.
the spread.
You
The
gotta
county
die,
tells us
Prairie.
preventative antibiotics were administered in some instances
Squirrels too.
following consultation with the ADHS Bureau of Infectious Disease. It's unknown how many people received antibiotics for the plague or if any were showing symptoms.
Do hospitals have plague antibiotics on hand?
Oh my goodness, the plague.
The good news.
I mean, they got some plague pills somewhere.
Is available. Usually more than
pills don't expire.
99% of the hospitals.
In a way, you just got some. I'm expecting plague patients in the day now.
Like for treating pneumonic plague.
So even though it's a very rare illness and a sickness, the way to treat it,
the pneumonic plague.
Yes.
So again, in that new information that we received from the county, close
like that dude in the
contacts
background right there.
received the
I gotta stand here and show you
antibiotics
exactly what
for the
we're
plague.
working
They also
on.
said, though, that members of the medical
Stop giving away our
examiner's team
secrets. This
received
dude
those
working too
antibiotics, and also
hard.
the medical care team
You gotta work all
for the
8
patient that
screens.
died as well. Again, in an effort to prevent
Damn,
the
y'all,
spread.
the
Just one
plague.
person though reported having
Hey, y'all, be careful
any
and eat
symptoms,
safe and
including
watch
a
your
fever
gut.
and shortness of breath. And we want to reiterate this thing we said at the top. Every expert we've talked to, including the county officials here, say that the risk of spread is very low. Steve
Okay,
Nielsen,
cool.
Fox 10 News.
So if you get the plague, you the only one that's gonna die. It's cool.
Is dead after contracting a rare case of pneumonic plague, an illness that nobody has had in Coconino County since 2007.
12 News journalist Sean Rice spoke with
The plague been around since
experts
07,
across the
huh?
state who say human-to-human spread is unlikely.
You might see pneumonic plague 0 times or at the most 1 time in your career, even if you work up in Coconino County.
A once-in-a-lifetime diagnosis for one
Oh my
Arizona
goodness.
resident. Health
What was he
officials say this
doing
person
to get the
died at
plague?
Flagstaff Medical Center
like,
Thursday.
like this
on
is
the
a
same
once in a
day they sought
lifetime.
care.
If I were
One
to
person out of
speculate that this
millions
individual
and
had some sort of
billions
exposure to
every
infected animal
20
that
years.
already had it in its
How your
lungs,
goofy ass
and then
find
it
a
was
way to go get the
transmitted from
plague?
infected animal.
Like,
Dave Wagner
you doing
studies
licking
these kinds
cat
of
butt?
infections at Northern Arizona University. He says the plague is often linked to rodents like prairie dogs, whose colonies can have case after case of the plague. They may then pass it on to a house pet or wild animal. That animal is then usually the link to an infection in humans.
You can see the train of transmission being from the prairie dog to the flea to the dog or cat
So the fleas,
into the house.
the fleas
bites
bring the
human,
plague.
The human gets bubonic plague.
That's why I don't fuck with the fleas.
Bubonic is noticeable on the skin, causing significant swelling, often black in color.
Put that on his balls.
Hits the ground running.
I'm going ahead and
quick, really severe.
kill off these prairies in my backyard. They gotta
And though
go.
prairie dogs have been dying in recent months in the Flagstaff area,
They don't die
health
over here.
officials do not believe this human
They
case
strong.
is related.
They've been living here
Frank
for
Lavecchio,
20 years. I ain't even
medical
gonna, I ain't
director
gonna
at
kill
Arizona
them.
State University,
They
says
down there
pneumonic
pissed.
plague
They
can
been living
often be
underneath
harder to
my
treat,
neighbor's
even may
shit.
mask itself as a regular
aight.
pneumonia case when
These
someone
good
enters
boys.
a
We got good boys
hospital
over here.
seeking care.
We don't got
The
motherfuckers
unfortunate
prairie
thing
dogs
is,
going
though,
out there
if it
looking for the
does make it
plague.
to your lungs, it's pretty
Feed them.
hard to treat. When you have pneumonic plague, you know, the chances of you dying from it are relatively high, unfortunately.
The plague death in Flagstaff is likely not
They
a
say the
major
dog
cause
give you
for
that shit. I don't put my
concern.
cat in the
That
grass.
sentiment echoed by all 3 experts.
I always tell people worry more about putting on your seatbelt than you should worry about plague.
Yeah, that's true.
Shifting gears now, Iowa has
Oh, we got here.
a 7th case of measles in the state as of 2025. According to health officials, the patient is a fully vaccinated adult in eastern Iowa. The Department of Health and Human
measles?
Services has released a list of places in eastern Iowa visited by the patient
Ugh.
in recent days. That includes
Twitch
locations
prime
in
measles?
Dubuque, Ely, Cedar Rapids, Amana, and North Liberty. More than 1,200 cases of measles have been confirmed nationwide so far this year.
For the 7th
we had to
time
get past
since
that one
May,
quick,
a
I
case
guess.
of measles has been confirmed here in Iowa.
Oh shit, it's back on
A
it.
vaccinated adult in Lynn County tested positive. The Iowa Department of Health and Human Services says they have no known link to any of the other 6 people who have tested positive this year. They also say this person has not recently traveled outside of the state. There's only been 1 case reported in central Iowa since May. Prior to this year, the last known cases of measles
your
in
health right,
Iowa
y'all.
were 2 cases reported back in 2019.
Only tonight, a warning
I
about
bet.
flesh-eating bacteria. The Florida
Measles
Department
not
of
so
Health
bad.
says there have
It
been
don't seem
nearly
like
a
it's hitting
dozen
hard.
cases in Florida so far this
Flesh-eating
year, but
bacteria.
doctors warn the risk is rising along with the summer temperatures. Fox 13's Jordan Bowen shows us what we need to watch out for.
We talking about
Out of all
flesh-eating
50 states,
bacteria now.
Florida every year has the most cases of Vibrio vulnificus, also known as flesh-eating bacteria.
It usually comes from brackish water. The way you usually get it is either scratching a leg or foot in the water, or you can get it by entering the water with an open wound. Okay,
Going in there and bust it open.
New numbers from the Florida
Taking
Department of
bacteria
Health
in.
show that so far this
Why
year,
y'all
there's
doing
been
too
11
much? Y'all
confirmed
got
cases
cuts
of
and
flesh-eating
bruises and
bacteria
butts
in
it up, and y'all
Florida,
just
and 4
taking
confirmed
swims and
deaths.
doing all
While
this
this
extra.
year's numbers
Just
only
relax
include
and
the first
heal.
6 months of 2025.
Y'all
In the
causing
12-month
plagues
period
and
of
all kinds of
2024,
killing
there were a
sprees.
total of 82
Y'all trying to
cases
end the
of flesh-eating
world.
bacteria and
But
19
all y'all
deaths.
gotta do
As
too
USF
much
Professor
mentality.
of Medicine Dr. John Sinnott explains, the
Say it
hurricanes
again,
greatly
phone.
contributed to the unusually high number of cases and
Oh,
deaths
I ain't mean it for
because
real.
there was a lot more brackish water and standing water, which sat for days in some areas.
Counties were underwater. So that's a perfect area. Then you've got rescue personnel, people with housing belongings, not thinking, trying to save a pet, trying to save a relative. So they're not paying attention to what's happening to their feet and legs.
As Dr. Sinnott explains, when someone gets flesh-eating bacteria, it starts as a reddish rash or streak, typically up their leg. Within 12 to 36 hours, it can become extremely painful if not treated by doctors.
If you cut yourself in the water, the CDC and everyone recommends a good cleaning with soap and water. And I like to add a triple antibiotic ointment and make sure you look at it again in 12 hours.
Reporting in Tampa, Jordan Bowen, Fox 13 News.
Man, they talking all kinds of crazy shit, man. I don't know. You know what? Pika gotta view some other shit, cause it's getting crazy. This news is bonkers, man. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all later.